Yo, yo,
Yo,
welcome back.
what's up? What's up?
What's good, my nigga? Welcome to another episode of the Stay Dangerous podcast. I'm your host, Kief.
It's your host Brendon, back at it again.
You already know.
How you feeling, bro?
I'm Gucci, man. Got a good workout in this morning. Got, you know what I'm saying, mind right, focus this year. Shit going good, man. Chilling. It's a rainy day outside today, but you know.
Word. You know I hate coming to New York in the wintertime, man.
Last time I was in LA, it was giving about the same
Word.
bullshit.
Nah,
man.
we definitely had that crazy period of storms in January and shit.
Mhm.
But you know,
Nigga
when it's
flew
80
all the way
degrees
out
in
to
February, I always remember it's great. You know, like
Let me know so I can come back out there. For that, bro. I came out there.
March is lovely. Shit is great.
Man, let them know what we talking about today. What we getting into? What real shit we getting into today, bro?
Today we're talking about friendships.
Friendships.
Not acquaintances, not just homies, friendships.
Word.
How to make them, keep them, why communication lacks, all the dynamics of friendships.
A male friendship in particular.
Male friendships in particular.
Male, we can't speak on women's shit,
Yeah.
but we gonna speak to two male friendships. It's kind of inspired. I mean, obviously, us growing through life and getting older, you kind of see how you make friends change, how you maintain friends, what you're looking for in a friend now changes, how you grow, how you become a better friend, all of those things. So we're gonna kind of get into it. We're gonna share our some of our personal experiences and our personal journey, but also make sure that we kind of giving the viewers and the fellas something to really like think about and tap into with their homies.
100%. I think it's like, yeah, obviously, you know, this is built off of our friendship, but the importance of friendship and the power of friendship as you get older, man, they talk about how much people lose friendship and only have the romantic partner.
And
And
they try to make their best friend win.
right. And maybe it is your best friend, but that doesn't mean you can't have other friends and don't need other friends. As humans, we're communal beings. We thrive off of community interaction with others. And loneliness is killing a lot of people, especially in older age. But even that, man, loneliness is driving a lot of culture right now.
So why do you think it's so difficult then for people to maintain friendships as they go? As we grow older.
Male friendships?
Male friendships in particular.
I think it's a bunch of reasons, bro. It's a lot of shit. I think a lot of people, I think guys, first and foremost, have a hard time receiving anything. So that comes from love, support, whatever, you know. I'll say any woman that's dated me has always commented like how hard it is to love me because it was hard for me to receive it. You know what I mean? And I had to, you know, go to therapy and all work that out. But like, bro, I think it's difficult for us to really like be vulnerable with our friends because we don't want to receive the love, support. We feel awkward about it or whatever. And so I think that's a core piece of it. Like, it's hard for people to really show themselves to others because it means you're going to receive something in return. One, you're going to be seen, and then it gives you something to do because you're going to be held accountable for what people see, right? And so I think a lot of people not feeling that.
So then why to that point, and I agree, definitely. But then to that point, then why do you think men are so vulnerable and open with women that they interact with versus they homie that they mans that they known for 10 years? A nigga will go lay up with a chick for 2 months and she'll see how he lives, she'll see his fears, she'll see him cry, she'll see this vulnerable side that he will show.
All right, so hold up.
Okay.
Do I think men talk to women more? Yes. But do I think men on average show women more? I don't think though. I don't think that. I don't think a lot of guys in 2 months are crying in front of their women.
Okay.
I think a lot of guys posture to be fearless in front of their women a lot.
Facts.
So I think that that's a thing. But again, intimacy. I think people have a hard time of understanding intimacy outside of romantic. And so if I'm intimate with you, if I'm romantic with you, if we're laying up together, if we're having sex, you know.
You feel more comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, there's like, you know, obviously there's actual hormones that are released when people have sex to make them feel closer to each other. That's a part of our DNA. So there's that piece to it. It's biological. But I also think men are trained for that to be the only intimacy that they know. And so they, that's how they get down. Which I feel like you asked me, but you had something. What you think?
No, I'm kind of on the like. I feel that men, with women, their men are always showing two sides. They're like with your friends. I don't know what Mike Epps say. Like married men act totally different with their wife. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why are you a different nigga with your mans, and why are you a different nigga with your
But see, that's what I mean. I think they don't show it. They don't show themselves, but they talk about it more with their wife or their
and
girlfriend
then with
or
niggas
whatever.
they show it. So at no point do they ever have it all together.
Yeah, the niggas they show it. They don't never talk about it. Yeah, nah, for real. I think that's real. I think that's right on the average. So, but you saying you seeing that and you question it. But what do you think? Why do you think men don't talk to their male friends more?
Man, obviously, honestly, I think, most things that men don't do stem from fear. So whether it be, you had touched on earlier that it's competition. Men are in competition with each other. Men are scared to look weak in front of their friends. Men are scared to talk about their difficulties in fear of being talked about looking lesser than. They're scared to talk about their fears. They're scared to talk about, scared to show themselves not having it all together. It's just very like.
But why do you think that? Like, I get what you're saying. It stems from fear. But why am I, as your friend, afraid of you? Afraid of what you might think of me?
Man, why? I don't know. I don't even know how to answer that because I don't feel that. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like if you were to ask me that.
Well, let me ask you this.
Okay.
Have you ever had a friend that you felt was afraid to open up to you?
For sure. Yeah, for sure.
And were you ever able to see like, oh, this is what this person sees in me that they don't feel grace, compassion, love enough to open up?
Yeah, I've seen that. Definitely seen that. I've seen that with I got close homies like that now. I don't think that they're. First of all, it's uncomfortable. It's a very uncomfortable thing to do. So it's like that first feelingness of awkwardness of like looking your homie and be like, yo, like shit fucked up right now. That's what I'm going through. That feeling they got to get through and kind of just be comfortable in doing that. You got to start talking. You got to start kind of having these things. But I think also it could be an intimidation thing where if they feel like, that's why I try to show my niggas as much as me as I can because it's kind of like I'm showing you that I'm human. I'm showing you my fuck ups. Niggas call it oversharing. I don't even really believe in that. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
Like I don't believe in oversharing. I'm trying to show you everything so that you know it's completely okay. I don't want you to think I'm this nigga that you can't be real with. You know
So
what
you
I'm
feel
saying?
like you've been in friendships where people have seen you as whatever, maybe you're the leader of the friendship group or whatever, and so people are saying, well, he may look down on me, and is it like, and then if he does, everybody will follow type of thing, and so they feel like the friendship group will turn on them, or like, what's the?
Yeah, they may have that fear of everybody's gonna start looking at me like that, or maybe it's just like, man, maybe they look at you, they look at me in a way, and they respect me in a way where it's like they don't want to disappoint me, they don't want, or maybe there's even shit where it's like, yo, I've tweeted some shit like, oh. Man, if you a broke nigga, blah, 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 some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, however a nigga feeling one day. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, word. So then now if I say that right now, that's stuck in your head. And now you going through financial difficulties. Do you want to come talk to me about that? Probably not because of whatever.
So that's what I was going to ask you next is like, and I don't, it's not the Kief interview, but I'm just I don't mean to put you on the hot seat.
Nah, you good.
But I'm curious if you, if you're providing the space for niggas to open up to you. Sound like you're trying to do that through sharing, but maybe some other shit you're doing is anti that.
I done came out straight up. I recently had a conversation with one of my close friends and let him know because I kind of just tell niggas straight up like, yo, you can really talk to me about anything. Understand that. Like, I done been through this. I done seen that. I'm not judgmental or nothing. This is life, my nigga. This is your experiences, your mistakes, goofy shit you said. Every nigga been goofy. I got saying like, yo, you gonna play every role in this life. So slow yours, my nigga. Like that's you gonna play. I've been that friend. I've been a down friend. I've been this friend. I've been a grimy nigga. I've been all types. So there's really nothing. Nobody can tell me where you're a human being, bro. I understand. Whatever the goofy shit may be, whatever the embarrassing shit may be, whatever the fearful shit you have, I'm a human being too, bro. I probably experienced it. If I haven't experienced it, I'm down to listen to you. I'm down to hear you. I'm down to help you. I'm down to bond, bro. Like this is what human is. Like I'm down to bond and create a different dynamic other than what we got going on as men.
I feel that makes sense to me. So back to your question, like why can't male friendships, or why aren't they as deep as they should be or could be? I forgot exactly what you asked, but I think two things. One, I think not a lot of men are comfortable in their own humanity, which means, well, the way they feel, what their flaws, but also the fact that they're gonna die, right? Like I think a lot of that. So a lot of men do a lot of posturing to make up for the insecurity about just even, being human.
Word. I think men have friends to. I think a lot of friendships are based off of distractions to not even entertain that kind of shit. There's niggas I know that I used to be that nigga. I'll hang with a nigga because the relationship requires no effort. It's nothing. I could just show up at a nigga house and play Madden with him all day and that be that. You know what I'm saying? But we don't talk about shit.
Word. And okay, so the second thing I was gonna say was like parity in relationships. Like where there's a power dynamic, how you open up to people probably depends on where you see yourself on the totem pole within that friendship group. So I feel like if people was looking up to you, they may open up to somebody they're looking straight at that they feel on the same level with.
Yeah, I've definitely noticed that. Yeah, and it's not, and that's why I've kind of just been more vocal about it. Kind of been like, I'm trying different things, you know what I'm saying? Let them know, and I try to kind of. Obviously, I've learned these things. I've learned to be a better friend. I ain't always used to be this nigga. I be a nigga where you come complaining, man, that nigga bitching. Ain't nobody trying to hear that shit. You know what I'm saying? That nigga doing this. So I might make fun of a nigga because in the DMV we come from, we just roasting niggas. So I mean, I'm sure I might have put some
DMV
insecurity.
Niggas funny as shit.
Yeah, word.
Job bony as shit, son.
Boy, I'm finna go on your ass, yo. You know what I'm saying? But real shit though, like, so I'm sure that I wasn't the best where niggas felt uncomfortable talking to me. But now,
oh, nigga, I grew up a class clown, so I already know.
Yeah, I already know what it is. Like, nigga,
not.
I'm scared that nigga might say, he might say.
That's the thing is like, yeah, I was like the athlete class clown ever smart nigga. Like, yeah, what you gonna say to me,
What you
bro?
gonna say?
Yeah,
but not even seeing that, I think we operate like that off our own insecurity in a way. It's like,
100%.
nigga, I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't want you to feel comfortable talking, because I don't feel comfortable talking to you either. I don't want to talk about none of this shit.
And these jokes is allowing me not to talk about none of my shit.
Yeah, don't even come this way. I'm gonna fry your ass up,
yeah,
boy.
You can't even look at me. Yeah,
exactly.
no, 100%.
Exactly.
100%. I'm not saying that in no type of pride type shit.
Not at all, bro. But then obviously I've looked at those things like, damn. So what do I do to not only to become a better friend, but then also have these fulfilling friendships around me that I so desire? Like, I think that our relationship is one of my most fulfilling relationships overall, and as a friendship and as a brother. But it's fulfilling to me, and I'm aware that these are the kind of relationships that I need. So my relationships now are fewer and far in between. They're much more meaningful. They're much more fulfilling for me.
You bringing a good point up. And first of all, thank you for saying that.
Already.
We talk about it, but I appreciate it. It's good to hear.
Already.
And likewise, I don't think people value friendships. Like, you came to a point where you're like, oh, actually, there's something in my life that's missing, or I could be better at, that may make my life more fulfilling. Let me get into that bag. I don't think a lot of people are like, I don't think a lot of people even think about friendship as a thing. Like, and I think there's a lot of, especially when you're younger, there's a lot of dynamics that help facilitate your friendship?
Not a lot.
If you play sports, you're going to go through hard times with somebody and have a bond over it or whatever, and it don't even be spoken about.
Word.
But you go through this thing, you feel a connection to somebody. There, there's stressful moments, glorious moments you get to celebrate together, whatever. Boom, that's built in.
Yep.
Obviously, school has its own things, and,
Class, you hanging out, you with
Word.
your peers all over the place.
As we get older, we don't even tap into, like, our own passions. So there's not even community around, like, oh, I used to paint. Well,
yeah.
I ain't going to the paint meetup.
Yeah, I'm not going to the sip and paint or whatever they doing. I'm not going to that.
Not doing that.
I'm just not going to do it. Facts. And I could attest to that. Nigga, I used to be.
So what made you though? What made you say, or made you realize, hey, this is important. I want to tap into this.
I think, I had, you know what I'm saying? At one point, I had people, or like the people close to me, like women and stuff, kind of like point at my friendships and kind of just be saying like, yo, these
women be letting us
yeah,
know.
Yeah, like kind of like, yo, are these your homies? Are these your real friends? Like type shit. And like, as a nigga, you always brush, that's my man, yada, yada, yada. I know this nigga, blah, blah, blah. But then it was like just a couple turning points where I really thought about the friends that I had and the relationships I had. And I'm like, damn, like I don't think niggas are my friends like I think they are. I don't think niggas actually care about me like they say. The niggas tell you I love you. I don't think it's actually love because I would feel that. I don't want to just hear you say that. You know what I'm saying? So I think that I'm looking at these things. I'm just like, this not cool. And then I start. I don't identify that and then fuck these niggas. I identify that and then I try to be a better friend and I have difficult conversations with niggas. I try all kinds of different routes with the niggas that I was willing to have those conversations with. And if they ain't go, they ain't go. Then I move on from that. I'm gonna show you, look, I'm willing to be a better friend and this is my attempt and these are the things and the issues that I think that we formed and created, and these are things I have issues with. And if that's not going to be received, I'm going to let time go on, and then I'll dead the relationship. Or I'll phase out a relationship. And but I know what to look for in my newer friends or people that I met along the way.
You saying a couple of things that I want to, like, pull some stuff out of.
For sure.
So first thing you said, like, oh, I recognize some women I was talking to or women around me in my life pointed some stuff out that maybe I wasn't seeing.
Mm-hmm.
And that brought me to your first question, why do men open up to women more than men?
Mm-hmm.
I think that women, whether you're dealing with a romantic, friend-wise, or other, they seem to have a much higher vested interest in our growth than men around us.
Facts.
Women want to see us around better friends, at a better gig, more happy, more, like, a lot of my niggas wouldn't. Yeah, they cool. They might clap for me if I did something, but they not really invested
in the better you.
In the better me. They not really invested in my growth the same way that the women in my life are. And I think that's a lot of reason why niggas open up to women more. Because
shout out to the women. Goddamn,
when you opening up though, it's because you want something to change. And a lot of times, a lot of niggas want you to stay the same, so you're not going to talk to them about something that needs to change.
1000%. And I mean, there's so many different dynamics we could talk about. You got the niggas that are, matter of fact, I'm gonna let you get to, because I know you had to unpack my shit. So go ahead.
No. So that was the first thing that you said. But then the next thing, when it came to like having those conversations and trying to be a better friend and showing up different. What's the feedback? Is when you had that conversation, it's a nah, I'm good, or like what does that look like?
It looks like so I've had those conversations a couple different times, like just difficult as like, yo, bro, like I didn't fuck with this shit, and then you got to think some friendships has been years, and it's like, oh, I'm just now recognizing. I'm talking about shit from 3-4 years ago, like these little things, all this shit compounding, but. The feedback has always been, because it's an uncomfortable conversation, it's kind of awkward. Sometimes they felt attacked in a way, kind of like, oh, but you instant defense. Oh, but you did this, but you did that. All right, cool. So I'm here to talk about these things. I'll explain my reason. I'll explain why I was going through shit, you know what I'm saying? Like all type of shit where it's like, bro, you didn't even know about this. I was going through this, and we can talk about it. But a lot of it has been defensive. A lot of it has been some hear me out and then kind of agree to what seems like, oh, I hear you, bro, type shit. But then it doesn't. I haven't got the like the love back after that. So it's kind of just like maybe I hear it, and I don't think that men ultimately know how to operate like that. I think they feel like, I think they feel seen in a bit. I think they feel exposed. I think they might feel like I've I've voiced these thoughts to other people and made like false conclusions about them, and they don't really feel safe, or maybe they're just like not ready to go there with me. You know what I'm saying? I haven't had I don't think I've had the people that have had those hard conversations with. I don't think many of them are around still. You know what I'm saying? And it's not to say that I haven't had difficult conversations with my other niggas, but or the niggas that are around me now, but also the niggas that are around me now treat me in a way where it's we're not having hard conversations about that. We're having difficult conversations, not about our relationship. It's about other things. You know what I'm saying? So, but I mean,
Do you miss the friends that aren't here?
In a way, but not really, because it's like I didn't. I mean, in a way, and there's some niggas. I guess it's like to say that is like there's some niggas I'll be like, I'm cool if I never see that nigga again. There's some niggas I'll be like, damn, homie, I really fucked with you. I wish you could get kind of where I'm at. I hope that you make my, and I don't doubt that niggas will make that hard call one day. That text like that, like I've gotten those too. And some niggas I've ignored them, and some niggas I'll hit back. I had just hit my man's up probably last week or so, right? And I hit him. This is my nigga that I used to rap with, right? We used to rap, and he was already, man, you couldn't, that nigga was that nigga to me, like on the rap level shit. And he opened his studio to me at his crib, man. Nigga, we going in every day. That's like, nigga, we form a bond. Like, I'm seeing you every night type shit. So, and then we had a falling out. I didn't go to a show that we supposed to do, right? That he had put his neck on the line for me. I ain't go to a show. He got niggas in the crowd on some fuck Kief shit. You know what I'm saying? It was just like a falling out. But I ain't never had no smoke with the nigga, right? So we fall out. The relationship kind of goes out, falls out over the years. But then I think I'm sitting to myself a couple weeks ago, and I'm thinking like, just thinking about him as a man, as because we still keep in touch via social. You know what I'm saying? That's a good thing about social, that it allow you to kind of grow and watch people grow as they mature and shit. I hit him up. I'm like, man, bro, I ain't done. I've always had respect for you as a man, as a friend. I realized that he was showing me mad love back then that niggas wasn't showing me, and I didn't know how to receive that shit. I didn't know. I wasn't fully conscious. I honestly, in my my body, obviously, if I'm hanging out with you often, I do feel something, but I'm not like processing. Like, you give me a real ass friendship. Like, you open your doors to me. You show me support. You show me like, it's dope. So I hit the nigga like, bro, like, I just would love to come catch up with you next time I'm in town. Let's shoot the shit. Let's just kick it, catch up on life. I know you got kids and everything now. He like, bro, he like, feel the same way about you. Like, I'm mad proud of you, yada, yada. So we gonna kick it next time I see the nigga. I'm just like,
that's dope.
That's real shit. You know what I'm saying? And
I love
like,
that. Hell
you
yeah.
know what I mean? It's like, but I'm identifying niggas like that, and I'm gonna reach out.
I think a lot of people would be too proud to do that. To go back to your question.
Yeah.
I think pride gets in the way of a lot of shit. Because to maintain a friendship means to go through a hard time together and be able to not have pride get in the way of you reconciling that, right? So that's a huge piece of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I'm glad that y'all. I don't know how long it took, but I'm glad
it wasn't even long. Like it ain't like we ain't been talking for years. It's like we show mutual love, social media, shit like that. But I'm like, nah, I hope this doesn't come out before I get to talk to him in person, but I haven't told him these things in person. I was like, no, I want to tell you, like, yo, you a good ass nigga and you a good ass friend to me. You always been that, and I want to, like, I really appreciate that. And it's like, I don't think niggas have a plethora of friends where it's like, yo, nigga, we can form another bond right now and become friends, and we can start texting and sharing. You can give me a call now if you need a nigga to talk to. Like, I'll be there for you, or just kind of see what he on. And if it's nothing, or if he got other shit going on, it's like cool. But like, this how I feel, and he feel the same way. Like, my nigga, like, I'm proud of you, bro. Like, let's come chop it up. Let's kick it, my nigga. That's
word.
Yeah.
I want to go back to something you said right before that.
Cool.
Nigga said, well, some people have reached out to me and I ignored them.
Yeah.
That's why niggas don't have friendships right there. Because for a nigga to reach out to you and really like muster up like, hey, this is how I feel. I'm really trying to figure this, and you like,
yeah. I know. I've considered that, right?
that's why, because niggas are fearful of that being received in a negative way. And the most negative way for anything that we received is silence.
Facts. And I considered that, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm always
be the change you want to see, nigga.
Word.
That's what I'm saying.
And I respect it. But see, in the moments that's happened to me, it's usually been the way that they did it was kind of like, oh, so you still don't. It was on some like goofy, ignorant shit. Like, bro, I don't know why like, oh, you haven't identified why about nothing at all. So if you don't know why the relationship ended or severed, then why haven't you spoken to me? Why haven't you said anything to me in the past 3-4 years? But now you're reaching out to me to answer some question of why we fell out or what happened, what transpired. If you ain't even got to that point, it's much deeper than that. So I'm not even about to play these little like.
Nah, but that's the thing. Like, I think one of the biggest reasons is niggas don't have vocabulary to have these conversations. Niggas do not have the language to have difficult conversations, period. I know so many of my friends who I'm working on who just don't even avoid confrontation at all costs because they're ill-equipped to have the conversation. But difficult conversations require tools to have them. And a lot of times the tools come in the form of words. And a lot of times niggas don't have words to even say how they feel about something. I was watching a stand-up and this guy was like, yo, somebody asked me how I was doing. I wasn't feeling good, but I just said, I'm straight. Because that's just the only words I had. It's the only words I got. So it requires grace from the receiver because the words may not be the right words. How many times have you, let's just take with a woman, how many times have you known exactly what the fuck the woman's mad about, but then like, oh, well, you tripping? I don't know what happened.
What you mean?
But that just means I'm willing to have the conversation about it. Come over, let's talk. And then, you might cop some pleas or you might agree to some culpability at that time. But oftentimes it's just the way we introduce stuff is in a comfortable way. I want to see where you stand, so I'm not going to own up to anything yet. I don't want to seem guilty before I know how you're going to use that information. Is it safe for me to admit where I feel like I went wrong? Maybe not. So I'm going to just say like, bro, what's going on, bro? I don't know why we stopped talking.
Yeah, I feel that too. And I do agree with that. Obviously, each situation is specific, so I've also identified niggas as
word. I don't know the specifics. Yeah. I'm just,
Yeah, I know.
More for the audience though too.
But I learned something even in hearing that. It's like it will make me think about it. But and I'll definitely consider moving with that kind of grace because I do gotta understand. Like, yeah, you're right. Niggas don't know how to communicate. Niggas don't know how to voice this. Nigga just saying some shit to get me engaged and hopefully it go from there. But
what he really said was, bro, I miss you. That's what he really said.
Yeah, facts. And that's cool.
So that's like, cool. Hey, I don't know. Saying I miss you, I feel weird texting that to my girl. Like, well, can I say that to a dude? How do I? Bro, why did we stop talking, man? That's what he really said. I miss you, bro.
So then you personally, because now if we could take it there, like kind of in like, all right, so like, let's say you've told me before that we bond over leadership or one of our bonds is over leadership, right? So that means a lot of the time you're a leader in your friend group, you're a leader, just a natural leader wherever you're at. So that means you have the male friendships you have, right? Have you ran into, because I've ran into all types of jealousy, there's kind of envy, there's kind of, when you play the leadership role, similar just to a boss at work, there's always somebody like, why y'all listen to this nigga? Why he the leader? You know what I'm saying? Why is Brendon way? Or even when they around women or something, it's kind of shading you because it's like everybody look at that nigga like that. So how do you've had friends that I'm assuming have been envious in some way or another, maybe envious with how you are with women, or that the women that they likes you, or situations like that where you run into envy amongst quote unquote friends.
Yeah, to be honest with you, bro, I learned kind of early how to navigate like elementary school type shit. And so By the time I was in
What
high
you
school,
learned in elementary school, or you're saying that this is elementary school type shit?
no, I learned in elementary
Okay.
school. No, this is definitely not.
Okay.
Nah.
Like niggas being jealous in elementary. I was like, I can take that stand too, but yeah.
Well, that is a fact. I think jealousy is just another form of fear.
Mm-hmm.
I'm afraid that I'll never step into whatever I have the way that you stepped into what you have. I'm afraid that people will never respond to me or, what's true in me the way that people respond to what's true in you or whatever it is, or that I'll never have, whatever I'm seeking. And oftentimes somebody may think they're seeking what you have, but really they see a feeling in you that they want to feel. So they think like, oh, Kief has jewelry, I should wear jewelry now, or whatever it is. Or Kief drives this car, I should get that. Like, but that's not the thing. Anyway, maybe a topic for another day.
Yeah, right.
By the time I got to high school, I learned how to lead without being in the front. So I had a lot less targets on my back.
Got you.
So that was something. I mean, even like, as even in elementary school, everybody like, you conceited, you this, with that.
Yeah.
Niggas fighting me on the basketball court for no reason. Like, whatever.
Me, niggas had a lot of smoke with me for no reason.
All right, cool. You know what we gonna do here?
Yeah.
And so I got to just to navigate a little bit better. But what I will say though, I'm around a lot of leaders.
Word.
And so I think a lot of people in my friendship group take the lead on a lot of different things. I honestly think it makes us probably less close.
Right.
Because I think when we're around each other a lot of the time for an extended period of time, there's less room for everybody to express in the way that they naturally do, because everybody can't lead everything. You know what I mean? So I think it means that we spend a lot of time texting or whatever, but we may not all show up in the same place at the same time. And everybody's leadership style is different. It's not about whatever quote unquote alphas coming together. It's not anything like that. It's just like, man, I admire your leadership, whatever, and we kind of like bond over that. So the jealousy thing, yeah, I think it's like, maybe I've been blessed. I never thought about it.
I'm really getting at like how you navigate, like how you handle that, like where you might say you had a friend, right, and then your friend, oh shit, you looking back like, oh, this nigga been hating on me, he's jealous, and is that your friend now, or is that a conversation that you have, or is somebody envious and jealous, like, I gotta rid this person out of my life? Because I wrestle with that. Whereas like if I identify that, I damn near want to just cut this nigga out of my life, he dangerous, or am I supposed to have this conversation with him? And then even that conversation, how is niggas feel attacked off rip? Nigga, what you mean I'm hating? Nigga?
But that's the funniest shit. So niggas ask me all the time, like, why am I so low key? Why am I out the way? Because when I was a kid, I found out like niggas don't like when you show up as that nigga in their face. I be that nigga. I be that nigga on the periphery. You feel me?
Like, not no more, nigga. Not no more.
Nah, we laughing in color now. But that's the thing. So like, and also I adjusted my style of leadership. I didn't say, come on, niggas, we going this way. I said, hey, where you trying to go? Here's how I can help you get there. And so it was kind of like, it's hard for a nigga to hate on you when you helping them. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
So that's why they say like, there's more service in leadership. You know what I'm saying? So like, but it took me to get older to even understand what I learned at a young age. I just knew I started moving different. I didn't even know what it was about. And then I used to be mad when niggas used to mistake who actually was leading this whole thing. Nigga like, nah, you see that nigga the most. I'm in the background like this on that motherfucker. But
like Slim.
And that was some, like Slim, exactly. But that was some ego shit myself, where I had to check my own ego. Like, why do I care who gets the quote unquote credit for anything that's going on?
Word.
But in terms of like friendship, I'm able to maintain a lot of good friendships, but I have a lot of compartmentalized like friends, like meaning when I left Denver for the first time, actually at that time, I lost my phone or something, whatever. I didn't have no numbers from Denver when I moved to DC. So I kind of lost contact with a lot of friends. But then I made new ones or whatever, you know what I mean? Then at Howard, you kind of like figure out who's your friend, who's not, who you cool with, who's not your friend, but y'all cool and y'all could party, whatever, but y'all might not have the same values or whatever it is, right? But then coming out of school, it was really hard because you were more proactive. Like, hey, I want this friendship to be better, or I'm trying to figure this out. Honestly, I'm a really individualistic person anyway. So like, if this friendship if it's not what it was, I probably, not to say I won't notice in a bad way, like fuck you, but like I was probably gonna go dolo to whatever we was doing anyway, so it didn't matter as much.
How do you? Because obviously, I mean, you got school and work. So how do you make friends down there?
All right. So first, I will say this: the big thing for me for like maintaining my friendships that I do have and how I navigate within them is showing up for people.
Word.
So I identified people that I actually do feel like our values overlap enough. You know, I respect the way that you move in some type of way. We have enough in common. And honestly, most of my friends is former athletes, you know what I'm saying? People that have been sort of like a leader in their group. You know what I mean? Like we just bond in a way. So I think everybody has something going for themselves. So it's not a lot of like, people are happy to see me because they got their own shit going on. But you graduating from grad school or it's your daughter's birthday or whatever, I'ma pull up. You got a show, I'ma pull up. And that's the way I kind of try to show the love to friends and try to like, you know, let people know that I'm here for them. I could do a better job probably of like, you know, like you said, hey, I want to let you know that you could talk to me about anything.
Yeah.
I've never said that to anybody in my life.
Yeah.
But a lot of people do talk to me about a lot of shit.
Yeah.
But I think I try to show up in my truth everywhere I go. So people, I think when they're ready to get into theirs, they come to me because they see that in me.
Yeah.
But I could be better about opening the door for people and letting them know it's a safe space.
Like I did that with my young boys. It's like, because I'm noticing, like, I don't want them niggas to be like, oh, Kief come around, I gotta be on my best behavior. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, y'all young niggas live y'all. I've been a young nigga too, on the bullshit. I might still be on the bullshit. Who the fuck know?
But that's a part of like service and leadership, right? Creating that safe space for them. So like that's, you know, I think doing things like that nips a lot of jealousy in the bud, right?
Yeah, word.
But how do I make friends now?
Yeah.
All right, so I'll tell you a very recent story. At a job I was at, I reached out to somebody. I saw somebody on, like, they went viral on something. Their work was related to my work. I wanted them on my team. I tried to poach them. We started a conversation. It was a good conversation. But at the same time, I was kind of having the itch to get away. And, you know, every time you try to work with somebody, maybe your numbers don't match up, whatever. So I kind of felt like it wasn't going to happen. And I didn't want them to make a sacrifice to come work with me and then something happens. So I'm like, hey, just to let you know, I'm probably going to change my password here maybe 1, 2 more times and I'm out. So don't make any moves. But then after that, but through that process, cool dude, we went and grabbed lunch a couple weeks ago, and now I'm like, bro, hey, think of me when you go out, whatever. So it's like, it's like any friendship, any relationship.
Yeah, it's just like dating, bro.
It's like dating. It honestly is.
See a nigga that you interested in or that you got some bond with. Hey, bro, we could exchange math, and then we exchange it.
That you have the same interest as, probably like, something like that, or like,
gotta follow up. How we became friends?
Our friendship,
you pull up. You come
a mutual friend, introduce you, dating. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what's your information?
Yeah.
Bet, okay, cool. What you doing? I'm gonna pull up on you. Like, this shit is...
just kick it.
that person was cool. Let me hit him up again, see what's going on.
Exactly. So then there's like, because there's like viral meme go around of how quickly niggas become friends. And it be on something like, you see a nigga once at a party, dap up, see a nigga twice or 3 times, now that's your man. Now that's your man. So.
Yo, women have such high standards for who they call their friend.
Word.
But also I mean, you talk about this maybe a little bit, but I ain't never heard a nigga say, my ex-bestie used to like, women have so many ex-best friends.
First of all, let's get one thing straight. I don't refer to no nigga as an ex-bestie.
No, I wasn't saying that, but like, I feel like if that's my man's, he's not my ex-man's. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
it's still my
should
man's.
still be my man.
It's
Facts,
not,
facts.
our friendship might not be what it was, but it's not, I don't have any ex-friends personally.
Word. And that's an interesting thing about niggas where I wanted to ask, like, how do us as men then identify who's your man, who's your close homie you go to here, who's your real friend, and then who these other niggas, because niggas use the language of bro, that's my man. I know niggas that will go up in the spot and everybody the bro, everybody your mans, they'll go up in the spot, bro, and dap up 50 niggas, bro, not one thing about these niggas. The niggas don't know nothing about them. They never been through no real shit. They got all these little besties.
But it don't mean that he love you.
Exactly, bro. I done had niggas tell me they love me, but you don't love me. How you love me in October and my birthday in November, you ain't say happy birthday. Well, you know what I'm saying? How you love me? How I'm supposed to believe that? You know what I'm saying? You love me last month. Oh, that's just what you say to niggas, I guess. Okay, cool. But
that's so funny, because I want to talk about that, baby, later. Remind me. But like, the whole idea of men expressing love for each other is a whole nother. We should talk about this in this episode.
Sure. Yeah.
But all right, so what's the question? My bad.
How do men identify?
Oh, how do you identify who your friend
is? Who's your friend?
If I went to high school in 2023, it would just be like, oh, it's the vibration that you feel. It's the frequency that people is on. But I ain't know that. It was just like, oh, bro, what's up? Like, you see yourself in the person. You know what I mean? Like, I remember being on
Howard's, like an unspoken
on Howard's campus and being like, oh, that nigga's like me. Never met the nigga, but I could tell by how he walked, how he moved, what he got on, his haircut, whatever. We a kindred spirit. Okay, cool. Now, that kindred spirit can go different places. He might be going through something. He might be like they say, how loyal is a hungry dog? Yeah. Nigga might turn on you.
Word.
But the frequency was the same at one point. I have women check. If I ever question a nigga's motives, I'll bring him around somebody, either a female friend, somebody I'm dating. Yeah. They know. They be like, nah, that nigga off.
Yeah.
That nigga up out of here. But it's an energy thing again. I think we just like, when I first seen you, we talked about it, I think, on the earlier episode, I can't remember. Wasn't fucking with the vibe, bro.
Yeah.
But I come to your crib unannounced, you in a robe and shit, come down, shit.
Yeah.
Bunch of shit everywhere. But we hopped on the balcony or whatever. Once we chopped it up, I'm like, okay, cool. I'm noticing things. What he appeared to value from when I walked into his crib is not what he values when I'm having a conversation with him.
Right.
Okay, our values are similar. He's an intellectual. He's trying to better himself. He has a plan. He's an entrepreneur. Oh, all these things that I identify with. Cool. Let's see if there's more. Boom, we talk sports, whatever. One of our first conversations, we met up, I don't know if you remember, we went to Peaches and you were talking about love and who to love and how to identify that person that you want to settle down with. Fatherhood, knowing that one day you want to be a father, wondering how that changed me.
Yeah.
Okay, here's somebody who's interested in the complexity of being human. Oh, identify with that. So the layers just keep getting deeper and deeper.
Yeah.
Oh, you were just mad curious.
Yeah.
Yo, what rapper, who's your favorite rapper? Who's your most listened to rapper right now?
Yeah.
Whatever. Like, I'm trying to figure out who niggas listen to whatever. And I'm like,
yeah.
And then your friends start coming around and they're like, oh, at home he play this type of music, but he do this or whatever. And it's like, oh, there's layers to this person.
Yeah.
We bond over books. Those layers just keep going, but it all start with, hey, we have something in common, that we share a vibration and share values. And at 17, that might have been chasing women. And, at our age now, that evolves. But I think it's mad simple to identify somebody that you have a commonality with and want to make a bond with. I think it's quite complex, or people make it complex, to put your fears aside to let that bond actually see, how that flourishes. But I think the more that somebody is, the more that you identify with somebody, the more that they reflect you. And the more that they reflect you, the more you have to see your own flaws when you hang around that person. And the more that they challenge you to be better. And the more that they challenge you to be more true to yourself. And the more that they You know what I mean? Like it's unsettling to be around a true friend
Right.
because I was, actually in this book all about love, there's that quote about like friendships can't be burdened by the idea or the facade of composure.
Mm-hmm.
It can't be about I got to be all composed when I'm around you. It has to be real, and a real friend is going to reflect you. You feel me? So I think that's the challenge. It's not finding the person; it's can you stand being seen by the person. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's a dynamic. I feel like I've ran into that a lot in friendships of where people don't like the reflection. I think I bring out something in niggas that they don't really like in themselves, and it creates this like insecurity, creates this like uncomfortability in them niggas, you know what I'm saying? But then I wanted to say just like that was beautiful, everything you said. I felt it was a mini monologue.
Yeah, I was rapping for a second.
Shit was beautiful though. Shit was beautiful, and I appreciate everything you said and how it's one of the things that I admire most about you is how you're able to identify things in me and just like you see me from an entirely different perspective, you know what I'm saying? Not entirely different perspective, but you're able to pull things out and like I can see them once you explain them to me, you know what I'm saying? So that's everything you said, much appreciated. I don't remember us being at Peaches. I remember that conversation though. I didn't remember that we went to Peaches. Every visual I have of like our first interactions is me pulling up to your crib and we in the kitchen chopping it up, you know what I'm saying?
Definitely was at the crib a bunch. But we went to and I can't remember all the streets, man.
But Peaches off Tompkins, ain't it?
Tompkins? No.
Troop.
No. Further off of Lewis, the one I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that one.
Word.
I know there's mad Peaches.
Word. What we did, walk, nigga?
Could have been. Could have been.
Probably.
But yeah, it's like I think it takes a lot of courage too to say I'm gonna invest in loving anyone.
Yeah.
And you may not identify that with your male friends because I think I still think a lot of men have a hard time saying I love you,
Yeah.
I appreciate you as a person. I want this friendship to grow, whatever.
For sure.
But I think it's like, damn, a lot of niggas been hurt by love, and I'm not saying romantically. A lot of niggas were supposed to be loved by their parents and weren't, or they were, and it was it was an abusive, it was whatever. It's like, why am I exposing myself to more people to get more hurt? I think trauma plays a big part in it too. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I agree.